Welcome all my dear students in my channel. Today I discuss class 10 history chapter 1 part 2. Earlier time I have discussed about the French Revolution. What were the changes occurred after French Revolution that I have discussed. Then I have discussed also this point that Napoleonic Civil Code and then drawbacks. Somehow the period was 1789 to 1815. But right now today I am going to discuss from 1750 to 1815. These portions are near about regarding the rest of the Europe portions. Now first of all we need to know what's meant by the nation state. And that time was there any nation state? That is also a question. So before giving the answer of that one, we should know what is the meaning of the word nation state. Now nation state means when the country sharing the common language, when a country sharing the common traditions, when a country sharing the common history, and that is actually country ruled by the government chosen by the people. And that time in such concept there is no nation state. But right now at present you can call that all the nations are like that one nation state. So we can think. So this is the nation state. And that time there was no nation state. For example, Habsburg Empire, and there was different kind of people sharing different kind of languages also, different cultures also. And that type of societies, earlier society was divided in two divisions was there. One was the aristocratic people. And this kind of aristocratic people, one side, another side, peasantry. And if I am not wrong, you have basic idea that aristocratic people, actually they were very few. Whereas the other side, peasantry people, they were the large. Now, I am telling some features of aristocratic people. First one, these aristocratic people were actually land-owning people. And they were speaking in French. They were small groups. And aristocratic people actually they had created unity among them by the matrimonial alliances. Matrimonial by the marriage. And side by side also they tried to create the unity among themselves. And other side, large amount of people, they are the peasant. But what happened? When industry developed, after developing the industry, something changes occurred. A new middle class emerged. So from two divisions to here now coming the three divisions: rich, middle class, and the lower one. Earlier time, peasants main duty to cultivate of the land-owning people's land. But when the middle class emerged, in the middle class, what we are getting? The middle class, industrialist was there. Teacher was there, doctor was there, lawyer was there. And this kind of middle class people, they were educated. And when they were educated, several theories and thoughts already developed among themselves. And they were focusing on nation unity. Side by side, they talked about the liberal nationalism. Now, one side, nation unity, another side, liberal nationalism. So, come this point also, features of liberal nationalism, what they mention? They mention this point like that one, freedom of individual. They had given the importance or focus on freedom of individual. Second, they had given a focus, equality before the law. They mentioned that one, everyone should be equal for the law. And third point, government should be chosen by the people. And they were automatically against the monarchy or dictatorship or king's rule. No, quite this point I can get down. And side by side, earlier time, clergy means the religious leaders, the pope, padri, what kind of facilities they are getting earlier time. They now this kind of middle class against such kind of privilege of clerical community. Now what happened after this one? When they had focus on nation unity, when they had focus on liberal nationalism, here also two problems. One problem, only men can cast their vote, but those men having the land, no, not all the men were allowed to cast their vote. Only those having the land or property, they can cast their vote, not all. And girls matter, you should leave this just point. Girls are totally not allowed to cast their vote. But another side, you know that one? There's a state-to-state trade restriction. Now, if this thing was there, state-to-state trade restriction, see, just there's a problem. Somehow, this problem was solved by the Prussia. And in which year? In 1834. Again, I'm telling you. In 1834, one custom union formed by Prussia known as Zollverein. Again, I'm telling you. 1834, Prussia started custom union formed and known as Zollverein. So what happened over there? Later on, this particular custom union, many German states also had joined. Now, after this thing, what happened? So they had abolished trade barriers. When they had abolished the trade barriers, and earlier different kind of currencies were there. And as because different currencies were there, so they were facing huge problem. You may see. For example, in India, if in India every state having different currency, then traders will face the problem surely. As because India country having different states also, but currency is single, so trade become easier among all the states. The same way, what happened? That time near about 30 types of currency were there, and they had reduced that currency from 30 to only 2. So these ways they tried to solve the problem, and as a result, trade developed. So finally, I have discussed from 1750 to near about 1850 periods some scenarios. One side I had mentioned the society. Earlier 2 division was there, later it became a 3-1. Middle class emerged, and middle class were the educated. So what they had focus? They had focus on national unity, they had focus on the liberal nationalism. And what are the principles of liberal nationalism? I had also mentioned this point also. And side by side, I had mentioned that what are the problems were there that time, and in which year Zollverein formed, and results of this particular Zollverein. So after discussing all this point, I'm asking some question. You would try to give the answer of this question in our comment box. First question: what is meant by nation state? Second question: in which year Zollverein formed? And third question: after 2 division, the next time 3 division was there, which new division emerged? Thank you all of you. Have a nice day.